Hello everyone, welcome to Online Entrepreneurship. On today's video, we'll be discussing Eco 348, Development Economics 2, Model 1, Governance and Corruption, Unit 1, Good Governance and Good Policy. Meaning of governance. Governance refers to the process of decision making and the way decisions are implemented in a country. It involves how government institutions operate, enforce laws, and protect citizens' rights. Governance can exist at different levels, such as national governance, corporate governance, international governance, local governance. Meaning of public policy. Public policy refers to the decisions and actions taken by government to solve society problems. Examples of policy areas include education policy, health policy, energy policy, climate policy. A good public policy should 1. Solve public problems, 2. Promote justice, 3. Support democracy, 4. Produce positive results for citizens. Meaning of good governance. Good governance is the proper management of public resources and institutions in a way that promotes development, justice, and accountability. Good governance is the proper management of public resources and institutions in a way that promotes development, justice, and accountability. It ensures that government activities are conducted without corruption, with respect for human rights, according to the rule of law. 4. Characteristics of good governance. Major characteristics include 1. Participation. Citizens participate in decision making. 2. Rule of law. Laws are fair and enforced equally. 3. Transparency. Government decisions are open. And 4. Accountability. Leaders are responsible for their actions. And 5. Responsiveness. Government responds to citizens' needs. 6. Effectiveness and efficiency. Resources are used properly. 7. Equity and inclusiveness. It means everyone has equal opportunities. And 8. Consensual orientation. And this means decisions consider different opinions. Importance of civil society. Civil society refers to organizations and groups that exist outside government in business, such as NGOs, unions, and community groups. Roles of civil society. 1. Promote democracy, protect human rights, hold government accountable, encourages citizen participation, supports social development. 6. Indicators, tests of good governance. According to global governance indicators, good governance can be measured through 1. Voice and accountability. 2. Political stability. 3. Government effectiveness. And 4. Regulatory quality. 5. Rule of law. 6. Control of corruption. Summary: good governance is essential for economic development and social welfare. It ensures transparency, accountability, rule of law, and participation of citizens in government activities. Unit 2. Corruption as a developmental issue. Meaning of corruption. Corruption refers to the misuse of public power or office for private gain. It includes activities such as bribery, embezzlement, fraud, misuse of public resources. Corruption is more common in developing countries and negatively affects economic growth in development. Number 2. Forms of corruption. Major forms include 1. Bribery, which means giving money or gift for favors. Kleptocracy, which means stealing public funds by leaders. Misappropriation, which means illegal use of government property. And 4. Nepotism, which means favoring relatives in jobs and contracts. Cronyism, which means favoring friends or associates. And 6. Electoral manipulation, which refers to rigging elections. And number 7 is tax evasion through official influence. And 8. Illegal use of power, which is the same as intimidation or unlawful detention. Types of corruption. Corruption can occur at different levels. 1. Petty, which is micro corruption. Small bribes paid in every action such as police, hospitals, schools, licensing offices. And 2. Grand, which is the same as macro corruption. Large-scale corruption involving 1. Top government officials, major public contracts, large financial embezzlement. 4. Nature of corruption. Regulatory rent. Corruption often occurs when officials control valuable resources such as licenses, import quotas, and building permits. The people may pay bribes to gain access to these benefits. This extra gain obtained due to government restriction is called regulatory rent. Measurement of corruption. Corruption is difficult to measure because it's often secret. However, some organizations measure corruption through surveys and perception indexes. Transparency International measures. 1. Corruption Perception Index (CPI) ranks countries based on perceived corruption levels. Global Corruption Barometer (GCB) surveys citizens' experiences with bribery. And 3. Bribe Payers Index (BPI) measures how likely companies from certain countries pay bribes abroad. 6. Effect of corruption. Corruption causes 1. Slow economic growth. 2. Poverty. 3. Poor public services. 4. Inequality. And 5. Weak institutions. 6. Loss of government credibility. In conclusion, corruption is a major obstacle to development. Reducing corruption improves governance, economic growth, and citizens' welfare. Module 1. Governance and corruption. Unit 3. Rating corruption across the world. Meaning, corruption rating refers to the measurement and comparison of corruption level across countries using different international indices. Because corruption is secret and difficult to observe, most measurements depend on perceptions, surveys, and expert opinions. Major corruption rating systems. 1. Corruption Perception Index (CPI). This index is produced by Transparency International. It measures perceived levels of corruption in the public sector, ranks countries according to corruption levels, and it is based on expert in business surveys. Countries with high CPI scores are less corrupt, while low scores indicate high corruption. Global Corruption Barometer (GCB). This indicates surveys ordinary citizens. It measures people's experience with bribery and corruption. It asks questions like, have you paid a bribe in the last year? Which institutions are most corrupt? It surveys thousands of people across many countries. 3. Bribe Payer Index (BPI). This index measures the likelihood that companies from certain countries pay bribe abroad. It focuses on the supply side of corruption, meaning businesses that give bribes in international trade. Importance of corruption ratings. Corruption ratings helps to 1. Compare corruption level across countries, 2. Create awareness about corruption, 3. Encourage government to improve transparency, and 4. Guide international investment decisions. Unit 4. Corruption Justification. Meaning, what is corruption justification? Corruption justification refers to the argument used by some people to defend or excuse corrupt practices. Although corruption is harmful, some individual attempts to justify it due to economic or international institutional reasons. Common justification for corruption: low public sector salaries. Some argue that government workers accept bribes because their salaries are too small. 2. Bureaucratic delays. People sometimes pay bribes to speed up government services. And 3. Corrupt cultural acceptance. In some society, corruption becomes normalized and socially tolerated. And 4. Political patronage. Politicians may distribute public resources to supporters in order to maintain power. Why corruption should not be justified. Even when these reasons exist, corruption still leads to 1. Poor governance, misuse of poor public funds, inequality, weak institutions, slow economic development. Corruption and human rights. Corruption can violate human rights because 1. It denies citizens access to public services. It increases poverty, and it prevents equal opportunities. Unit 5. Public sector scope and enhancing public sector performance. Meaning of public sector. The public sector refers to government institutions responsible for providing services and managing public resources. Examples include ministries, public agencies, the government departments, public corporations. Roles of the public sectors. The state performs several important tasks in the economy. 1. Establishing law and order. Government creates and enforces laws to maintain stability. 2. Maintaining macroeconomic stability. Government controls inflation and ensures stable economic growth. 3. Providing infrastructure. Examples include roads, electricity, water supply, communication systems. 4. Protecting vulnerable groups. Government provides support for the poor, elderly, unemployed, disabled persons. 5. Environmental protection. Government regulates pollution and protects natural resources. Improving public sector performance. Public sector performance can be improved strong through strong legal frameworks and through transparency in government activities. 3. Accountability of public officials. 4. Citizen participation. And 5. Competitive and efficient public services. This is end of mode 1 unit 5, and watch out for the next video. I should be discussing mode 2, which is civil society and development. Hope you will enjoy the lecture. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do subscribe so as to be able to have access to our next video. Thanks for watching.